Let's talk about images and resolutions regarding your thesis here. We'll talk about pixel-based graphics, not vector-based, because vector-based is resolution independent. You can make it bigger and smaller. The resolution is, for the most of cases, still good. So this is pixel-based graphics. And with the images here, the printing company recommends 300 dpi, dots per inch, but that's just a recommendation. If you have a published paper, for example, that you get from a journal, in most cases, the figures are around 200 dpi, and in most cases, they are still good. But try to find figures and images with good resolution, because we don't have a magic wand to add pixels to images and so on to make them better. If they are in bad resolution, yeah, they will look bad in print also. So we recommend that if you're unsure with some figures, print out on paper and take a look. And if it looks good on paper, it surely will look good in the book also. And of course, when you send in the Word file to us, and if you should find any figures with kind of bad resolution, of course, we will tell you, so you have a chance to replace them during the correction round. Other things to think about with images here is transparency. So transparency, genomskinlighet in Swedish, is not possible to print. So one way to get around that is that you save all your figures as JPEG, no compression, highest resolution. JPEG works fine with Word. Of course, you can use other format if you like to, but please remember, if you find transparency in your figures, we will remove that. Also, don't make it too small. Applies for lines, dots, and small objects. Think about the readability in the book also. We recommend no text below 4 points. I will give you here an example of a figure that I took from a published paper. And the resolution is really good in this figure, but when the result in the printed book, you can see here on the right, the text will not be readable in the printed book because it's not possible to zoom in the book. So when you make your figures and so on, think about the readability in the book also. Should you have lots of these figures, it's always possible to upload them in your DivaPost as a bilaga or a data set for the reader to read as a separate PDF. And further on, sometimes there could be a problem is these gray thin lines you sometimes use in your tables and so on, and your diagrams. If you make them too thin and you don't add enough blackness in them, they could disappear in print. I made an example here. Of course, you don't have to have it like this strong. But again, when you print out and review the print-ready PDF that you get from us, check that the lines are visible when you print out. So let's take a look at the two color models, CMYK and RGB. RGB is the most common color model. Most likely what you see in your screen and on your phone is in RGB. And as you see in the circle here, it's highlighted in yellow here inside the circle as a large color scale. Unfortunately, RGB is not possible to print, so we will convert everything to CMYK for you. And CMYK in the circle highlighted in blue here has a kind of more narrow color scale than RGB. But keep on working in RGB, but be sure to know that we convert it to CMYK for you. If you have really strong colors, you can see a difference, but most likely you won't see the difference. So keep on working in RGB and we will convert it to CMYK for you. And other things to think about with images and figures and so on. Should you have any images and figures in your included in your thesis that's not yours, ask for permission to include them. And also contact the journals if your published paper is not open access for you to include them in your thesis. Most likely the journal won't say no for you to include your paper, published paper in the book, because it's only in the book. We will remove it So it's only your kappa, your summer, that's in full text in your Diva post. So no papers, no published papers will be in full text in your Diva post. And other things, yeah, we recommend JPEG, to use JPEG as a format to avoid transparency and so on. And of course, review the printouts when you get the print ready PDF from us. Check that everything is visible with your figures and so on.